Hello everyone, it is June 8th, 2019, Saturday, around 5:45 p.m. here in New York City. So in this week's video, we're going to be analyzing SPY, that's the S&P 500 ETF, QQQ, that's the Nasdaq-100 ETF, XLK, that's the Technology Select Sector ETF, and TSLA, that's Tesla, and finally KTOS, that's the Kratos Defense and Security Solutions. So before we start, I just want to say, other than SPY, the other four symbols and instruments were provided to me by my subscribers. So I'm very honored and happy to do that for you guys. So if you have any requests, please you can leave them in the comment section or email me and let me know what you'd like me to analyze. Alright, let's get started. So first up, we're going to look at SPY. So that's the S&P 500 ETF. We're going to be analyzing all these instruments using my proprietary Pendragon 321 market analysis system. Why is it called Pendragon 321? Because it consists of 3 power lines, 2 sets of trading signals, and 1 indicator. Alright, and in order to use this trading system, all you need is 3 steps. I call them the Pendragon 3 steps. That's it, 3 steps. First step is signals and trends. Second step is bearings. And step 3 is price levels. So step 1, signals and trends. All that means is that we're going to look for signals and trends, okay, in each of the time frames. We always use 3 time frames: the long time frame, the medium time frame, and short term time frame. So in this case, we're going to look at monthly chart, weekly chart, and daily chart. So we're going to look at step 1 is look at signals and trends. L stands for long. Okay, so anytime you have an L trend or an up, like right here across, that means the market is going up, right? You want to go with a trend. So on the monthly chart, we still have this long trend, long signal in effect. So the market is up. On a weekly chart, previously we had this uptrend alert. Okay, and as of this week, we actually enter another new long signal, confirmed long signal right here. So now 2 hour time frame, the market is very strong. So number 3, on a short time frame, we have a downtrend alert, maybe over 2 weeks ago. Now, this is the only thing that's a little bit on the weak side. And lo and behold, the moment, soon after we have the downtrend alert, look, the market went down. Okay, but that's kind of long on the tooth now. So at least 2 out of 3 time frames, the markets are strong. So this market is still very strong. Okay, that's step number 1. Step number 2, bearings. We're going to look for market bearings. What does that mean? We're going to see the current trading price, okay, the current trading price and its relative positions in relation to the 3 lines. Okay, let me repeat that again. Step number 2, what we're looking for is the current trading price, where the market is currently trading at in relation to the 3 lines. Okay, if the current trading price is above all 3 lines, what that means is that if the market, there's a strong possibility for a very big up move, because there's no more resistance above now. If conversely, the current market price trades at below the 3 lines, that means there are no more significant support below. So if the market want to have a big drop, that is a good place to have that. And however, if the current price is in between the 3 lines, then we are looking at possible trading range setup. Okay, now on a monthly time frame, the market, the price, the current trading price is obviously above all 3 lines. So that tells us it's a very strong market. In fact, if it's even possible to challenge the old high. All right, I know just a couple weeks ago, even the beginning, Monday of last week, everybody's all doom and gloom. Now, next thing you know, we are talking about possibility of breaking through the old highs. Okay, so that's on the monthly time frame. Now, on the medium time frame, on the weekly chart, again, it's above all 3 lines. So it's telling us that this market is actually very strong. Okay, subject to a potential up move breakout to the upside. Now on a daily time frame, as of Friday, last week's trading actions, yes, it's above all 3 lines. Okay, that's step number 2. Now step number 3, we're going to consolidate price levels. What that means is that right now we have 3 time frames. Each time frame have 3 sets of numbers. What we're going to do is that we're going to look for numbers that are fairly similar to each other, because when they are across all 3 different time frames, sometimes they happen in the same time frame. Because when you have similar price levels, that signal potential strong support or resistance levels. Okay, so let's go, let's get right into it. So on the daily chart, let's look at this. We're at 282.56. Okay, this number is fairly close to weekly charts 282.59. In fact, they're only different by 0.03. That's how close they are. All right. So when you have two numbers converge like that, that tells me that this is since now the market is trading above this price level, this is going to be a very possible strong support level right there. All right. Are there any other price that are similar that we can see? Well, in fact, they still are. Okay. Another number that we can, try to consolidate is 274.51 on the daily chart. Okay. Now, this number is very close to 274.818 on the weekly chart. All right. You know what? Let me move this up because that's actually the pink price line there. So let me move it up here so we can see this. All right. Now, on the monthly chart, the green number here, 273.61. Because this is a monthly chart, so the number tend to be a little bit larger. You got to give it a little more room, for margin, for the margin. Okay. Now, so you basically have three. So basically, any number from 273.61 to about 274.51, less than $1, mind you. Okay. This is on all three time frame now, including the monthly time frame. That's about 0.9 range around this level. You have all three numbers converged there. So that's going to be a very, very strong support. Okay. At this point, your analysis is done. Okay. So you already know the market is very strong. So there's a good possibility that the market might even challenge the old high. However, here's the however. We all know that last week's strong market movement, okay, it's the single biggest weekly move in the last 6 months, going back to November. So we know that most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, market does not go straight up. So we can expect a short-term pullback, a short-term retracement. All right. I'm giving that more than 50-50 chance the market might pull back. If it pulls back, the price level that we're going to be watch out for is first is 283.61 on the daily chart. Okay. But that's only a single number. A stronger number would be this 282.56, 282.59. Okay. That's your stronger, possible support. So what does that mean? If you haven't already got longer yet, that might be your possible, entry point. If you're already longer thinking about adding position, that could be a potential, add-on pyramiding level. And if you are fast enough and brave enough, you actually got shorted, that could be your potential first significant price target. Now, if the market drops further down, we go to the next level, we're going to go to 274.51. Remember, we see that these three numbers is a very strong number. And lo and behold, look what happened here. On the daily chart, that's actually where your pink line is. All right, what's at? That's the long term. And what's long term? On the daily become the medium term on the weekly. That is your another second number. And what's a medium term on the weekly become a short term, which is a green line on the monthly. Everybody see that? These three numbers. That's why it's no wonder when the market touched that, couldn't break below it. It bounced right up. In fact, let's look at the monthly chart right here. Even though we only have 1 week of trading in June, okay? As of June, now we know the price level is 273.61. That's calculated by the system. The low for the month of June is 273.09. That is our monthly low. All right? And they are off only by 0.52. That is a significant support. In my previous videos, I have mentioned that if you're doing a long-term trading, long-term investment, these are the significant price levels you want to look at. Right? Okay. So that's the price level we're going to look at. So that's what happened. In fact, you can actually use these numbers as your entry point. Okay. If you put a price to go buy at 273.61 or your add-on level, you'll definitely get filled. Right? Okay. So basically that is the analysis for SPY. All right. So next up, we're going to look at QQQ. That's the Nasdaq-100 index, the technology index. So the pattern is fairly similar to the SPY. Okay, so we're still going to follow our 3 steps. Step 1, signal and trends. Okay, so what we have here, we have a long signal right here, right, since from a few months ago, just like SPY. So the market is fairly strong, and we also just trigger our first confirmed long signal on a weekly chart, just like SPY. All right, only thing difference are the price levels, right? And on the daily chart, same thing. We had this downtrend alert from 2.5 weeks ago, I guess. And right now we rally up. So 2 out of 3, very strong, at least especially in the medium term time frame and a long time frame. Okay, now bearings again. Are the price above all 3 lines on the monthly chart? Yes. In the medium chart, slightly above. Okay, weekly chart. All right, on the daily chart, slightly above. Now, this is something I want to address that. On the Nasdaq, on the QQQ ETF, even though it managed to eke out a little bit above the all 3 lines, it still give us I guess it's above 3 lines, but what I want to do is that relatively speaking compared to SPY, okay, technology stock is not that strong. So if I were a betting man, what I would venture to guess is that the next leg down is going to be started in technology. So really watch the technology sector for any possible weakness. All right, this is the relative relative strength analysis between the S&P and QQQ. All right, so finally we look at consolidate price levels. What do we have? Well, right here, just similar to the the S&P right there, 180.65 and 180.55. These 2 numbers converge to similar number. And what we have here, next one, similarly, 173.41, 173.25, and finally 172.47. So they all have a lot of similarity to SPY. Okay, so that's your technology sector. Okay, so all in all, it is very similar to the way that the S&P chart is shaping out. That's on the QQQ. Only thing difference is that it's a weaker and they have different price level. So next up, we're going to look at XLK. This is the S&P Select Technology Sector ETF. So I guess it's a narrow band of technology sector. Okay, again, 3 steps. You see how fast we've been going through this? Just 3 steps is very easy. And we can do this real quickly. In fact, you can probably, when you do it yourself, you can do it faster than I can, explain it verbally. So again, first thing we can look for trends and signals. We have this long trend from a few months ago, just like S&P and QQQ. And we have long signal on a weekly chart. Okay. And again, very similar on the daily charts downtrend. So as far as the trend goes, 2 out of 3, very strong. Same thing as the Nasdaq, QQQ and SPY. All right. So second step, bearings. We want to see where the prices are in relation to the 3 lines. Again, they're above all 3 lines. And in this selector technology, however, okay, compared to QQQ, which is a 100 stock, okay, more broader index, I'm presuming, this thing is actually stronger now. So that means they are select sectors or select stocks, select sectors within the entire broad QQQ, this industry group, if you will, that are relatively very strong. So these are going to be your market leaders. Okay, so I know I just said before, if we're going to look for, so we have a very interesting development here, because right now we're drilling down even to a more micro level. So if we're looking for an industry, the entire sector that's going to drag us down, it might be the broad technology sector. Okay, the broad technology sector as typified by QQQ. However, if we're going to look for things that's going to pull us out, okay, or provide the next leg up, is actually more a narrow selective sectors within technology itself. So what we have here is really the half and the half nots. You have a few select stock that are very, very strong right now, and the broad market is weak. Okay, how is this going to play out? We're just going to have to see. So this is something actually very interesting. Okay, so in other words, the market, at least in the technology sector, they are not advancing equally. They have this it's not divergence. It's more like an unequal distribution going on. All right, that's what's going on here. Now, next stock we're going to look at, Tesla. TSLA. So Tesla is being, okay, again, 3 steps. That's, just get into, just follow the procedure. On the monthly chart, here's the interesting thing. We have a confirmed long signal. That's like, oh wow, way back in, when was this? April and May of 2018. That was over a year ago already. So the signal is no longer valid. However, we don't have a confirmed downtrend alert yet. So in general, at least on the monthly chart, lo and behold, Tesla is still on the uptrend. But hey, can you blame it? Look at this. I mean, compared to a monthly chart, compared to what happened last few years, this stock is it's still very high. I mean, you know, the stock came from a price of what, $25? Right now, still at $275. It went up 10 times in the last 9 years. So that is a very, very long-term trend. Okay. But on the weekly chart, however, we see the downtrend alert all the way back in March of this year. Okay. And on the daily chart, definitely, it started started way in December of 2018. So at least on the median time frame and the weekly time frame, Tesla's flashing downtrend, flashing sell signals everywhere too on the daily chart at least. So you got 2 out of 3 time frames that showing us this is a weak stock. Now, secondly, Pairings, where is it at? So on the monthly chart, this is not good news. Because even though we don't have a purple line yet, we had 2 lines. On the monthly chart, it's trading below the 2 lines. So that's telling us that a significant down move could happen. Indeed, that's what happened. Started 2 months ago. Right? The moment it dropped below the pink line, the Tesla just basically cascading down. Okay? Dropping like a rock. Alright? And same thing on the weekly chart. Alright? So this is very weak. Everybody see that? The moment below all 3 lines back here, it just went down. And on the daily chart, forget about it. Every time it drops below the green line, it's another leg down, right? Everybody see that? The first leg, hover a little bit, second leg, right? Third leg, and by the latest leg down, okay? And of course, the past few days, it's been rallied back up, okay? So the number 4, price levels. So let's see if any price levels that are fairly close to each other. Yes, we do, okay? First of all, but it's quite high though. Look at this. 277.75 on the daily chart, 276.17 on the weekly chart, and finally 275.37 on the monthly chart. So basically you have 275, 276, 277. For a stock that's volatile, you know, that is fairly, you know, we talk about $2. Okay, a little bit, the range is only $2 and 30, not even 30 something cents. So for a stock that's volatile, that's no big deal. That's about 1% range. Okay. But that is quite high up there. So what that means is that could be that's your very strong resistance on the upside. Okay. Now, what's going on here? So as mentioned before, this week, Tesla did bounce with the rest of the market. Okay. Right now, it's in between these, lines on the daily chart. So it could be a possible trading range, at least on the weekly chart. But watch what's going on here on the daily chart. Now on the weekly chart, however, the price is 209.45. That's the possible resistance, and the high for this week was 211. Okay, the high was 211. So basically, it couldn't close above 209.45. So we got to see if this is a potential resistance. Okay, most likely what I think is going to happen is that because right now we're already in the trading range, so the market might be consolidating around this trading range for a little while. Okay, and depends on where the next momentum comes through or impetus comes through. It can either go upward, in other words, break up or break down. Okay, if we break down, it's going to be another new leg down. If we break up, watch out for this level we talk about, 275-ish. So that's what we're going to look for. In the meantime, that's what most likely Tesla is going to do. All right. So finally, let's look at KTOS. Kratos. I still haven't learned how to pronounce it correctly. Maybe someone will, mention to me. So before, last video when I did it, I remember mentioning that this was on the last video, the market was kind of like down. Okay. Until we hit the support, last Monday and we started rally. So same thing. 3-step trend and signals up. That's fairly to see. Every time you see green lines above all two color lines, you don't have to look at it. You know that's an uptrend. You can treat these 3 lines kind of like moving average. So that's a very quick way to look at it. All right. So on all 3 time frame, this thing is strongly up. Pairings again, above all three lines, very strong stock. Now, price levels, okay? So let's do a little work over here. Price levels, what do we have here? Only thing I can, let me see. 21.26, consolidate with 20.95. Okay, I'll give that a little bit, okay? Now, 18, 17, 16, 14, 13. I mean, if you really want this 14.23 level and 14.85, I guess you can make a case for that one as well. But that is very, that's just very far away from this point right now. We just, you know, we'll put in there. But, you know, now, what's going on here? Remember I mentioned that these lines also act as magnets. They somehow attract price to them. That's why they are so useful, because we can use them as entry levels, also use them as very good, precise support and resistance, because these are really the fair values for the, you know, for the markets. Okay, so look what happened. Since last week, the market went, you know, for Kratos, and the stock went up and went down, and it's tried to touch this green support. Okay. So what it's obvious right now, it's consolidating above the support level right now. Okay, so we're gonna observe, see what's going on. So we're gonna see if these levels crack. Now, the first support level is 21.86, but it's only a single number, so it may not be such a strong support. The one that we really want to watch out for is 20.95 and 21.26. If you drop below this support level, then it can go down. But if it does not, it consolidate. It's conceivable. Here's the thing you want to watch out for now. If it doesn't even touch this green line, okay, like it hasn't really, okay, you see it almost touched it, but it just missed it by a little bit. So on Thursday, the low was 21.85. The green line is 21.82. He only missed it by 0.03. Okay, everybody see that? 21.85 and 21.82. 0.03. He missed it by that much. And on Friday, the low was 21.89. And the one that we calculated was 21.86. Again, missed it by 0.03. 0.03. That's how precise, how close the algorithm calculated the potential support. Again, these things can act like magnets most of the time. Okay, I would say at least 8 out of 10 times, sometimes even 9 out of 10 times. Price should reach that level, should reach the green line. If it does not, and rarely back up, what does that tell you? When it should really go down and it's not going down, the next leg up could be another vicious leg up. Okay, at this point, we don't know. We don't know which way it's going to go. Okay, but if it starts taking off from here, that's another leg up. But if it goes down, first I will watch for this 21.26 and 20.95 level. See if it drop, if it crack. If it crack, watch out below. All right, the next level is this highest one's 18.08 and 17.45 and 17-inch level. All right, so maybe finally the stock would be pulling back. Otherwise, there's going to be another high flyer. Okay, so that's it. We finish analyzing all 5 stocks. And let me know what you think and any requests that you have. All right. I will see you in the next video. Take care and bye-bye.